become a housewife? Because again, you were always beautiful. You were always smart. You went to Hampton University. You are an AKA sorority sister. And after you divorced Jamal Bryant and you were a single mom, what made you say yes to being on television if that wasn't the path that you wanted in your life?
They asked me, and to be quite honest, I was like, well, I wasn't really doing much at the time. I was just raising my kids and being, my beautiful self. I was like, sure, when would this opportunity ever come again? I have nothing to lose. I have everything to gain. I talked to my kids about it, who were very young at the time, but I talked to them. I was like, how do you feel about mommy being on TV? And they was like, yay! So I got their approval. I talked to Jamal about it. And his concerns were, I know you're funny. I know you're cool, but you're beautiful. And that is perceived differently. So you might not so your funniness and your coolness might not come through, and people are going to hate you.
Child, the people hate you, Giselle, because you is always, honey, down to the Real Housewives of Potomac. You always trying to ruin one of your castmates' marriages, okay? What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back to comment, honey, on this interview that Miss Giselle Bryant did with Carlos King. This heifer done tried to destroy all of her castmates' marriages, honey. We done seen it with Karen and Ray. Okay, we done seen it with Wendy and her husband, Eddie, honey. Now we seeing, honey, that it is Candace's turn, her and Chris, okay? Ashley, well, she made fun of their marriage, but it was mainly Michael, honey, destroying his marriage to Ashley. And a lot of folks don't feel bad for Ashley, honey, because Ashley married Michael for the wrong reasons anyway. But girl, Giselle, sit down somewhere, okay? The people is sick of your third-party storyline, having ass, attaching yourself to somebody else's marriage so you can have a storyline. Okay, that is what you do, and you need to own your shit, okay?
So I understood that, and I told him, I was like, yo, I'm just gonna be me, and if people who like me, they like me. If you don't, you don't.
When I first saw you on that show, I instantly was drawn to you. And Jamal is right. You're a very beautiful woman. We saw that. And I remember talking to my friends like, how interesting is it that she's beautiful, but she's also funny? And she's likable. And I really knew that from the first episode when you and the Grand Dame got into it on the crab wall, right? I knew that there was something special on the horizon. Now, I knew that you were the star of the show then, and clearly you're still the star of the show now. But first season,
what show is you watching? She ain't no damn star.
I thought the first season wasn't that great.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I thought the first season wasn't that great is because I felt the focus was too much on this whole etiquette thing. And as a black person, as a producer, I told you, as a man who grew up with women in high school and stuff, I was like, there's much more to these ladies than that. Now that you are considered the unofficial executive producer of Potomac, when you look back on season 1, do you think season 1 was great, and were you surprised to get a second season?
No, was not surprised to get a second season. And I'm going to say this, I probably have never said this publicly. When we were filming season 1, I felt it. You know how you feel like something is special and you feel like something is good? I felt it. And I felt the chemistry with Karen, with Ashley. Robin was always my girl, so that, of course, I had chemistry with Robin, with Sharice. Like, I just felt like this is something special. Now, we were talking about etiquette, and we were talking about things that didn't nobody care about, but I just knew that we were different, and people just needed to understand that we were different than what they were seeing as far as black women were concerned on television. and we were talking about different things. And I by no means was I shocked that we got a second season. By no.
Did you like the first season?
To be honest with you, Carlos, I don't remember it, but I do remember that it was a good intro. Like, it was like the network was trying to figure out what direction to take us.
Yes.
Right? And it wasn't us. Like, we were the same, but we're the same girls. But except Karen, she's more blonde these days. But I think it was a network thing, not a Potomac ladies thing. No shade to the network. No shade to the network.
No. It's no shade to the network. Listen, you're talking to an experienced reality producer, so I understand what you mean when you say that. My belief is this. When this show first came on, it was, how can we differentiate this from Atlanta Housewives? Let's just call it a spade a spade.
Yes.
Atlanta Housewives is the first Black Housewives franchise, and then Potomac is the second. And I think the intention going in was, how can we differentiate this from Atlanta? Yeah. And that's why I said first season, I felt like what you said. I was drawn to you more than anybody on the show. And then secondly, I felt that, okay, they deserve another chance, because I don't believe any show should get canceled after the first season. I think the first season is your introduction to the world. And then, baby, when season 2 happened, and you walked up in Monique's house, and you and your BFF, who I love, who's also a Libra like me, y'all were so messy. And I remember contacting one of the producers, because she gave me some sneak peeks of like the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And I said, bitch, this season is everything. And I felt that something clicked in your head. And I think season 2 is when the ghost producing, the executive producer Giselle, was birthed. Do you agree with that?
Probably so, because you have to, if anybody that you know that has worked with me from a producer perspective, they will tell you, Giselle listens, and, she takes notes. I don't think that the producers are my enemy. I feel like we have a working relationship. Are they going to throw me under the bus at some point? Of course, but it's a working relationship. So season 1, I was just learning. Season 2, I was like, I'm off to the races, bitch. Unleash me.
Y'all hear that? Unleash me so I can mess up my castmates' marriages. I'll take that approach instead of having my own storyline.
Unleash my ass, okay? I'm ready.
Yes. No, it made me fall in love with the show even more. And I was like, this show is really, really, really good. And now it's the best franchise to me, because I feel like everyone clocks in and works. And one thing that people have said about you, Giselle, is who is the face of the show? And a lot of people feel like it's between you and Karen.
I disagree. I feel like the face of this show is Candace. Candace Dillard did something special when she came on this show. She had the storyline with her mother, her narcissistic mother, honey, okay? Y'all know Miss Dorothy is a fool, honey, okay? She was getting married to a white man, so they were an interracial couple. Candace was very open, jovial, friendly. Candace is the star of this show now, because if it wasn't really for Candace, I don't know where Potomac honestly would be. And even though I'm not a Monique Samuels fan, I did like her coming to the show, and I felt like when she first came, she brought something to the show, because they wasn't really given much season 1. I thought that Robin's storyline was interesting, I think, out of all of them, because it seemed very like real and relatable, except for that you divorced your ex-husband, now y'all living together. I didn't find that to be relatable, but her financial issues, she was very regular, like a normal person.
But when it comes to you and Karen, this is my belief, and I would love for you to either dispel this or agree with this. I feel like you and Karen are in on the joke. I don't think you and Karen care about who's in the center. I don't think you and Karen care about who's the star of the show. I think you and Karen care about what can she and I do collectively. When it comes to this show, though, a lot of people have questioned Robin's relevance on this show. And she's somebody who I met, who I love, and this is not me saying this about Robin. I think Robin's very relevant on the show, and I'll explain why later. But a lot of people feel that Robin is your lapdog. They think Robin is afraid to ever disagree with you, and they don't understand why Robin is still on the show. Now, someone who's your best friend, and obviously you being the unofficial executive producer of the show, how do you feel when people say those things about Robin?
It bothers me for several reasons. One, there's been many a times where Robin and I have disagreed on the show, past years, and they don't show it. So it's like she's showing that she doesn't agree with me all the time. She's showing that she has her own voice, which she does, which, if you want to hear more of her voice, go to Reasonably Shady and go on and listen to the podcast. But it bothers me because I know that that's not her, and that's not a great, description of her. But Robin is necessary and needed for the show. Look, you cannot have 7 Gizelle's. You cannot have 7 Karens. You need diversity within the people that are there, and you need people to show up authentically. Authentically, Robin is more of like a peacemaker. Robin is somebody that wants to do her research, dot all of her I's, cross all of her T's before she speaks. Gizelle just speaks. Karen just speaks. You know what I mean? So Ashley just is going to speak to you and do a flip and twirl her hair and then come back and speak again. So, Robin's dynamic, though it's not rah-rah and it's not in your face, it's more like laid back, and we need that. And I've said this a million times, I always fight for the show. If you talk to anybody at Bravo, they let you know Gizelle's the number one champion for the show. And that comes with how many episodes we have. That comes with how much we get paid. That comes with all of it. Like, I don't fight for Gizelle. I fight for the ladies. I fight for the show. And a fight for Robin is like, look, without Robin, how the hell do we have peace? We don't. Like, she is the dynamic that we always need. Now, I don't feel like I have to continue to fight that fight. I think Bravo gets it. They understand what Robin brings to the show. But yeah, that has been, in the past, something that has bothered me for sure.
Yeah, and listen, as somebody who's produced Atlanta for 8 years, Jersey for 2 years, and just create reality shows, you need a Robin. You don't need 7 Gizelle's. You don't need 7 Nene Leaks or 7 Portias. I don't think people understand that the reality ensembles is reflective of your friendship group in real life. You know what I'm saying? In my life, I don't have a bunch of Carlos Kings around me. I would drive myself crazy if I did. I have a friend named Kamar, who you know, and me and Kamar, although we like the same things, he's much more calm. I'm much more whimsical. And you need that sort of balance in your real life. And one thing about Robin that I will say, and we're seeing it this season, she disagrees with you when it comes to how Chris made you feel uncomfortable. And I want to touch on that a little bit because I know I made a joke earlier about well, girl, I was in your bedroom with you, Robin and Cherise, although we weren't alone. What made you feel uncomfortable? Because I have a theory based on that, but I'm curious in terms of if I'm right or wrong. In the sense of, was it that Chris himself, let's look at Chris the human being, right?
Okay.
Was it Chris the human being making you feel uncomfortable, or was it just the optics of a man being in your room making you uncomfortable? It could have been Chris, Bassett, Chris Samuels, Christopher Williams, or Chris Evans. Was it the idea of the fact that a man was in your room, or was it really about Chris Bassett, the human being?
I think
it was about Chris Bassett, the human being that's married to Candace. We all saw what Chris said to Gizelle at the reunion. Oh, we'll talk about it later. Chris was upset, remember, about the line of questioning that Andy and Nicki Minaj did at the reunion, which was stupid. Talking to Candace about her album sales, and it's just, Nicki had a whole bunch of nerve. Okay, she over there with that damn, what the hell is he? Oh, he's a predator. Okay, yeah, we'll call him that, honey. But yeah, like it was just so asinine. Okay, like all of that was going on. I felt so bad for Candace, and I'm so happy that Chris, had his wife's back and he felt away because he cared about her. But where Chris went wrong, and I'm pretty sure he won't make this mistake again, is he was way too nice to them ladies. Way too. We're going to be hearing from him, guys. I'm going to be playing his audio on how he feels about this whole situation with Gizelle. But yeah, she's disgusting. Gizelle has reached a whole new low. And my hope for this season is she is punished in some type of way. That's the only way we go break the Ice Queen. That's the only way we are going to get some type of humility from this woman that will lead her on the path to integrity, hopefully. Okay, but yeah. But this is somebody, Gizelle, she's very comfortable. And when you're comfortable, you don't give a damn who you hurt. You don't care. It's like, oh, well, it's all about me and what I want. I got to keep taking care of these children, and she doesn't value relationships or marriage. She don't have one. And I'm not at all trying to define her because she don't have one. It's just certain things that I notice from women that don't have that. They attack the women that do have it. Like her and Kenya Moore, they have a lot in common. They are always attacking married couples. And there's something very hidden behind that. A lot of women like that are very jealous that it's not them, that is married. I think Gizelle has a space in her mind where it's like, well, I should be happily married. I'm the most beautiful woman on the show, and I should have the man and this and that. And damn, I don't have that. Like when Wendy read her down last season, was it at the reunion? Yeah. She said that bitch is the most insecure woman there, and it's true. But you would never think that because she always gets so much praise about her looks, right? But to me, I told y'all, her looks are fading. She don't look that good. She don't. I'm just being honest. And when you try to ruin somebody's reputation, you look even worse. We're really looking at you like, damn, this is very desperate of you, ma'am.
Both. To be honest with you, it's both. That evening, Chris was very drunk at that point of the night. I didn't get it. I didn't get why he wanted to have his conversation. We could have talked in the hallway. I didn't get why he wanted to go to my room. So once we were there, it just made me feel uncomfortable. You know how you get that pit in your stomach? That's what I had. And that is what I've said. I have never said this man lured me. I've never said he preyed on me. I've never said that I was accusing him of sexual assault, even though, the other side is talking real crazy. I said he made me feel uncomfortable, and I have that right to feel that way. I never thought that he would lie and say that I asked him to go to my room. That's a lie, and that's disturbing. I think that if a woman tells a man, hey, when you did this, this made me feel uncomfortable, I think a man should be like, I'm sorry, and we move on. That's it.
No, I agree with you. And an example I'll give is, listen, I'm a gay man, so clearly I'm not attracted to women in that sense. Right. But I know that I never shared this story, so this is an exclusive for you guys. I worked at a money exchange on Fifth Avenue in New York City years ago when I was interning at BET because a boy had to, afford chicken McNuggets at Wendy's. Yes. So long story short, I was a salesperson, and a woman was looking for a dress, and I remember finding her dress, and I was like, "What size are you?" And she said, "Oh, I don't know." And I remember touching her arms to give her a twirl so I can examine, and I saw that she was uncomfortable, and I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And she said, "Yeah, I don't want a man touching me." And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." And she said, "Look, I know you're gay. I just don't like that." And I remember thinking okay, cool. I'm sorry. My bad. My intention clearly wasn't sexual because I'm not sexually attracted to women. But if this woman is telling me she feels uncomfortable, then look, you're uncomfortable, and the rest was history. But she said it to me. So my question to you is there a reason why you never said it to Chris and you guys continue to be around each other?
I wasn't going to say anything at all.
But you needed a damn storyline, so you figured you would.
I feel like, this has happened to me before when it comes to a married man. Not this particular situation, but married men have put me in a situation that has made me feel uncomfortable. I just felt like, okay, I'm not going to say nothing. But then as the season started and he started DMing Ashley and he DMs me, it just was like, whoa, he's doing too much. And
what did he DM you? Okay, ask her that, Carlos.
His wife needs to know. I was just going to tell Candace, I did tell Candace, so that she needs to know, Chris might feel comfortable doing these things, but the other side, the recipients, don't feel comfortable. So, just check your man and let's move on. I never thought, Carlos, this was going to blow up to be, this big thing. I seriously...
Girl, bye. You knew what the hell you was doing.
Thought that she was going to go home and be like, yo, you made yourself feel uncomfortable. He was going to be like, yo, I'm sorry. And that was it.
Why is he apologizing for something? That's another thing I don't freaking like about her, because she's always pushing somebody to apologize so they can move on. No, you are wrong. And this is my issue with Gizelle on this show. This is exactly what I don't like about this whole freaking show. Nobody ever punishes this bitch. Nobody. Okay, she may get a lashing for a little bit, but the girls, they don't all come together the way we have seen on Real Housewives of Atlanta, where everybody turned against Nene. Okay? Or let's get on Married to Medicine, where some of y'all Mariah fans. Y'all know I'm not a Mariah fan, but some of y'all felt like all the girls got together to come up against Mariah. Why we don't see that on Potomac? And it's like she gets away with this bad behavior over and over again. Why should she change? Why should she be motivated, guys, to change? Think about that. Something better happened with her this season, guys. I'm serious. Because she's out of control. She knew that Candace would blow up, would cry, would react. Did y'all see that little smirk she made? Go back and watch the freaking episode where she pulled Candace to the side. You will see Gizelle smirking while Candace is damn near about to be in tears. We also saw on this past episode, because y'all go hear this before you hear my Real Housewives of Potomac review. You also saw Candace crying while she was talking to Gizelle, and Gizelle, no emotion, no feeling. And I was damn near screaming, having an out-of-body experience as a reaction to Candace, stop fucking crying. You don't do all that crying with people that don't give a damn about you. And I get you guys, Candace is sensitive and she's human. But that is food to an evil person. They will use those tears against you. So you don't do all that crying. That's the one thing I don't like with Candace. All that damn crying. I get when stuff hurts your feelings. But bitch, you on a different type of show. You want to cry with your, I would say your mother, but quiet as kept. That bitch is a narcissist, honey. Okay, and I noticed we ain't seen old Dorothy this whole season. Cry with Chris. Okay, cry with your sister. You always want to cry and show your most authentic and vulnerable self with people that care about you. Never in the space of bitches that is willing to take you down and take your husband down. They don't deserve that, and they will use that against you. Gizelle knew what she was doing. Okay? She knew what she was doing. This storyline was created by her. She knew she didn't have a storyline, guys. And then if you notice on most of the reviews, you have stupid ass women saying, well, Gizelle is smart. She's so smart. She understands the game. Okay, let's see how y'all would feel if somebody would do that to y'all husband. Let's see how smart that is. I don't think that this is smart. I think this is a dangerous game. Now, one good thing I did give Gizelle in the past was understanding the assignment in terms of not getting too emotional with these storylines. I have given her that. But I feel like you can do reality TV and have integrity. I really do. You shouldn't have to third party your way along on this show and attach yourself to other people's marriages to tear them down because you don't have one of your own.
No idea why we're still talking about this. None.
Okay, guys, let's check out what Chris Bassett has to say about Gizelle.
Saw the clip at last year's reunion where after it was over, I come out and I'm telling Candace I wasn't happy with the line of questioning. I said some other things, and everybody just assumed that I was mad at Nicki Minaj. While yes, I did not like that Nicki put Candace on the spot after they had, I mean, for those that say I'm not a singer, I probably would have thought the same way. Oh, just go ahead and sing. Just, you're a singer, sing. But having gone through this process with Candace, like, she'd literally been up since 5 a.m., hair and makeup. It's now, 10:30, 11 at night. You've been talking all day. Your voice is not ready to just go out and sing. Like, how many singers do you know have canceled shows because they need vocal rest or their voice wasn't where they wanted it to be? Like, that's a real thing. So I didn't like that. And then Nicki pressed her on album sales. And nobody buys CDs. Everybody knows that the industry today is based on streams. It's not really based on actual album sales. Yes, they're still significant, but streams is what people look at. So I wasn't happy about that. I didn't like some things that Andy was saying. And I said that. I didn't like the way Gizelle and Robin and Ashley sort of had flip-flopped from season 5 to season 6 and some of the things that they were saying.
Y'all remember like Gizelle saying, oh, well, I see why somebody would hit you. She said something nasty along those lines.
And you catch me, Gizelle says, while I'm talking to Candace, she and her said, oh, are you mad? And I said, we'll talk about it later. So she knew I wanted to talk already. She already knew I wanted to talk. So yes, we went in and we talked, and basically the gist of what I said, she says I complained about my wife. First of all, as a married man and someone who has been in a few relationships, I know better than as a married man to complain about my wife to a single woman.
Do y'all hear that? Because that's what Gizelle said. She said, oh, he was complaining about his wife, and this bitch was putting that storyline together, okay, trying to be a little ghost producer because she ain't got no damn storyline. And I just want the shit, you guys, to blow up in her face. If it doesn't blow up in her face, if she takes off like a damn rocket and keeps getting a raise from this show, we can expect more negative and toxic behavior. I'm serious.
That already sets a bad tone. So I didn't complain about my wife. Not at all. What I said was, I didn't like this. I don't think you guys are communicating well. I don't think you're on the same page. We cannot keep having seasons where there is so much bickering. People will get tired of it. Y'all need to figure this shit out and come together, and we need to have a fun and uplifting season. Yes, there's going to have to be some drama because that's what people love, but it's got to be a better season. It can't keep going like this. I'm going to tell Candace, I'm going to have you and Robin over for dinner, and the three of y'all are going to figure this shit out.
Wow, he even offered to cook for them. And the bitch stabs him in the back. Okay? Giselle is miserable, you guys. Because this is what miserable people do.
And that's what I talked about. That's it. And that went on for, it's like 10, 12 minutes maybe. And then she did say, yeah, we've been talking for a while. Can you see if they're ready? And I said, absolutely. And I went to go check. And as I was walking out the door, there was somebody right there coming to get her anyway. And that was that. That's what we talked about. That's what we talked about. But she doesn't remember what we talked about. I don't remember what he talked about. He was complaining about his wife or something. I don't remember him saying leave the door open. But if he did, then he already knew something. Like, so yeah, that's that.
Okay, so next he addresses the situation with Ashley.
Even a DM. I responded to a story. Like, it's not the same thing. So here's let's talk about that real quick. Let's do that, because everybody thinks I was at work or late, whatever. So at the Spring Fling event, so Ashley says she didn't know that I was the GM of View. I find that very difficult to believe, because all of these women speak to each other. They all speak to each other. So I find it very hard to believe, because, hold on. Oh, hey, I'm going to blow that. Cutie and VA, is that what that's supposed to be? West Potomac alum? Come on, West Potomac. So at that Spring Fling, every woman who came up to me was all like I took it as being a little, congratulations on the job, as if I didn't fucking have a job before. Excuse me. Oh, I hear you got a new job, that's great. Oh, you got a job, congratulations. They all said that. So oh, shit. It's on Watch What Happens Live. That's great. Thanks, Andy Cohen. Appreciate you continuing to bring that up every chance you get. Don't worry, I let him know at the reunion that it makes me uncomfortable. Hopefully they'll stop talking about it.
Y'all hear the double standards?
Okay. So where was I going? Fuck, I keep forgetting. Oh, so anyway, then at one point, I'm standing there and I'm talking to Karen, Charisse, Giselle, and Rhop. No, Karen must not have been there because Charisse was there, but she could have been. I don't remember. I specifically know that Giselle and Robin were there because they were telling me how much fun that they always had up there. I thought Ashley was standing there too. She might not have been, and that's totally fine. But anyway, we were talking about View, and I was like, yes, come by anytime. I'll take care of you guys. Just let me know. I'm going there tonight. Just let me know. I got you guys taken care of anytime, whenever. That's that. Then I go to work. You know, after we leave the party, I go to work. Candace takes a separate Uber to go to the airport because she's going to Vegas for the Grammys. Her flight is at like 6 or 7 or something like that. Maybe it was later. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I know that when I get home from work at 2 o'clock in the morning, that she will be getting home soon. And so I want to make sure that I get her a phone call to know that she landed and that she got to her hotel. What's up, Toronto? Okay, so I get home from work. I'm on, hey, I got a hat. Hey, cheers. So I'm on IG. And when I'm on IG, I don't really scroll this way. I like to just watch the stories. It's quick. You know, I don't have to do nothing. I can just let it roll. Unless I don't like something, I go to the next one. Anyway, I'm watching these stories, and then Ashley's comes up. And I see her and Robin, and they're at Park. Oh, Candace is texting me. I wonder what that says. And they're at Park. And Park is a club literally 3.5 blocks from where I'm at. And she's there with Robin. I was like, damn. I just told y'all if you're going to go out, come here. But they went there. And it's fine. It's okay. And so, yeah, 2000, boom, I sent it. I was like, oh, you should have come to the W. Then, Candace Land's like, oh, man, Ashley and Robbie went to the W. Like, we were just talking, or they went to park. And I'm just, so she knew about it. But whatever. I thought it was very weird. I feel like I have to explain every single thing I say now. I can't. What this has done, this whole thing with the show this season, it's made me question how I move and not be myself. And to think that I can't be myself hurts. And that's where I'm at in this whole thing is that it hurts that I question everything that I say that comes out of my mouth. When there's no malintent. And I don't even think, like, look, I'm a person, like, Candace will tell you, like, I'll make a sexual innuendo almost any chance I get with her, but I don't do that with other people. But I am nice. I worked in the hospitality industry since I was 15. I'm gonna be 45 in 3 months. That's 30 fucking years in the same business. No, I don't speak to Giselle. I'll tell you a funny story about that in a second, too. For 30 years, it's been my job to be nice to people and make sure they are comfortable, that they're having a good time. And somebody who has nothing else to talk about in their life has made me question who I am as a person. And that upsets me. That upsets me a lot. I'm happy to have a very, very strong support group of people that I have worked with in the past, that I am friends with to this day, that have reached out and said, look, this is you as a person, like, we know who you are and it's cool. But you still, like, you have 99 people support you, and there's that one asshole who has so much to say and thinks you owe the world something because you did something wrong. And that's the one that sticks with you. And that's unfortunate because, like, you have so much support, but it's that one person. So this is what I love about reality TV, is that I get to show me, as me, who I am. And 99 people may hate it, but there might be one person who relates and says, you know what? I was going through something similar, and I didn't know how to deal with it, but I see how he dealt with it on the show, and I'm going to try that. And to help one person, that's more. That means more. So it's been tough, man. It's been real tough, and I fucking hate talking about this shit. Anyway, do I talk to Giselle? No, I don't talk to Giselle. Funny story at BravoCon. Candace and I are walking from one panel to another. We're in the back, walking through all the hallways and shit. And Giselle is sitting in a chair in this back dark hallway, fixing her shoe or something. I don't remember if she was by herself or maybe she had a publicist or something with her. But as we're walking, she's sitting there literally trying to catch Candace's eye to say hello or something. Like literally just watching. And Candace fucking didn't pay her no fucking never mind. And I'm walking behind Candace and I'm watching this happen. And I felt so bad.
Why would you feel bad? This lady is trying to destroy y'all marriage. Don't feel bad when bad people treat you like shit. Okay? I was trying to find a cleaner word, honey, but that's just what it is. Like, she needs to get dogged out, you guys. Okay? Because being called beautiful all the time, that's just propping her up, making her feel good.
Like, mind you, we hadn't seen any of the show yet. I had moved on from that, whatever, but, and I managed to force this cringy smile. I was kind of like, and I waved to her. Candace, As soon as we got around the corner, she's like, why the fuck did you wave to her? And honestly, I felt bad for her. I felt bad that she wanted Candace's attention, and Candace didn't fucking give it to her, and I felt bad. That's me as a person. I don't ever want anybody to feel bad or uncomfortable. I'm always trying to do everything I can to make people feel good.
You can't do that, Chris. You gotta let people feel bad. Okay? She, of course, honey, need to feel bad. Okay, all the evil shit she's did.
And comfortable. To the point, like, even as a manager, I would never let an employee, male or female, in my office with the door closed if it was only us two. I always left it open. Not for my protection or just for a level of comfort. That doesn't mean I think that anything bad is happening, as someone suggested today. Doesn't mean I think that, oh, well, this is a bad idea. No, it's to make people feel okay, that I am in a safe space. And that's that on that.
All right, you guys, that's all I have to say about that, honey. Get down in the comments, honey. Let me know what you thought about this here video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.